Why does saying hi to a stranger feel harder than it should? Or walking into a party where you know everyone, or asking a friend for a small favor you know they'd be happy to say yes to. If you've ever felt anxiety in situations that logically shouldn't trigger it, there's a good chance your nervous system isn't reacting to what actually is in front of you. It may be reacting to something old, something from years ago that you never finished filing away. I want to explain what happens when this shows up and tell you about a clinical tool that can help you trace it back to the source. Here's why this happens. Our brains evolved to keep us part of a group because our early ancestors, for them, getting kicked out of the group meant dying. We don't face that exact threat anymore, but the wiring is still there. Shame is the signal that fires when your brain thinks the group might reject you. Say the wrong thing, look foolish, stand out in the wrong way. Your brain catalogs every moment that felt like that, especially in childhood, when you didn't have tools to make sense of those situations. And now, when something in the present even loosely matches one of those old moments, your nervous system reacts as if the original threat is happening all over again. That's social anxiety. It's not weakness. It's an outdated alarm system doing exactly what it was built to do. Here's what this can look like in real life. A common pattern I see clinically is someone whose social anxiety turns out to be tied to a specific moment of childhood shame, often around appearance, being laughed at for what they wore, mocked for how their body looked, called out in front of peers. Years later, they walk into a room of strangers and their nervous system fires off the same alarm it did at age 9, even though, logically, nothing about the present situation should trigger it. When that connection gets processed in EMDR therapy, when the brain finally finishes filing away the original memory, something awesome happens. The present day anxiety doesn't just decrease, it loses its grip on situations it used to dominate. In my experience, clients who couldn't approach strangers have started making new friends. People who avoided rooms full of people have started showing up. Not because they forced themselves through the fear, but because the alarm stopped firing in the first place. And that is why finding the root cause matters. So, how do you find out where that alarm system got its wiring? In EMDR therapy, there's a technique called a floatback. It's one of the first tools we use to find the root cause of present-day anxiety. The basic idea is this. When you notice an anxious feeling in your body, the body sensation is often a thread connected to an earlier experience. By paying attention to that physical sensation, rather than the thoughts or the situation, you can sometimes trace the thread back to the original memory your brain is still reacting to. I want to be clear that this isn't something I'd recommend doing alone, especially if you have any history of trauma. The floatback can surface material that needs a trained clinician to help process, and trying to do it without that support can leave you stuck with what comes up. But here's what you can do safely on your own. The next time you feel anxious in a situation that you feel shouldn't trigger you, get curious instead of frustrated. Notice what's happening in your body, where the anxiety lives, what it feels like physically. Just notice. Don't try to fix it or push it away. That curiosity itself is the beginning of the work. If you start paying attention to those body sensations, you may notice that the same feeling shows up across very different situations. That pattern is information. It's your nervous system telling you something about what it's still trying to protect you from. Trauma isn't just war and car accidents. Trauma is any past experience that still causes you distress in the present. By that definition, most of us are walking around with some. The good news is, these stuck memories respond well to treatment. EMDR is one of the most well-researched therapies we have for this kind of work, with decades of evidence behind it. The flash technique, a newer approach that has worked wonders with clients worldwide, is also available. Both are designed to help your brain finish processing what got stuck. If what I've described sounds familiar, finding a therapist trained in one of these modalities is one of the best next steps that you can take. I've linked directories in the description where you can search by your area. You don't have to keep reacting to old memories like they're happening now.